What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. This is Steven in Stereo, and in today's video we are going to be diving into the official performance video of Shivers by Ed Sheeran. Now, if you guys have been paying attention to the channel, I have been hyping this era of Ed Sheeran up a lot lately, and the reason being is I'm really excited. The 3 tracks that I've heard so far from this Equals album have been really incredible. And this is also going to start my dive into Ed Sheeran's discography. So that's a couple things that I'm really excited about. I know that it doesn't come out for another month, but I have a feeling that it's going to be worth the wait. I'll try to get all of my albums and stuff done so that we can do this album and then work our way back through his discography. So make sure you guys are checking me out on Patreon because I'll be doing full uncut album listening parties over there. That's where we do the album reaction, but I don't cut anything out, so we kind of just listen to the album together. YouTube usually gets the chopped up version for copyright and pacing and things like that. So if you're interested, yeah, support me on Patreon. I appreciate y'all. I'm excited to dive into this. I really like this track. This is one of those songs, I think I already told you guys, Bad Habits is my favorite song right now. It's one of the songs that I can't stop listening to. But Shivers is one of the tracks that every time I hear it, especially when it plays at my gym, I literally pause my headphones, and for that 3 minutes or however long the song is, I'm just working out listening to this song because it's so fucking catchy. So let's go. Oh, it's that instrumental. I just love the vibe.
I took an arrow to the heart. I never kissed a mouth that tastes like yours. Strawberries and something more.
I feel like he's one of those artists that you absolutely have to watch live. Like, he's going to get you with that studio version, but nothing's going to connect the same way that watching him live does because he's such a performer.
Oh yeah, I want it all. Lipstick on my guitar. Ooh. Fill up the engine, we can drive real far. Go dancing underneath the stars. Oh yeah, I want it all.
God.
You got me feeling like I wanna be that guy.
Woo!
I wanna kiss your eyes. I wanna drink that smile. I wanna feel like
It also, okay, I heard that note. We're definitely taking it back. I also love that he's got people doing this harmonies in the back because it really does help to add atmosphere to these live performances. His like live crew, I don't know if it's the same live crew always or just who he's working with right now, but they really do like add a really great level of dynamics to this track. I heard Ed hit that note, so let's hear it again.
I wanna kiss your eyes. I wanna drink that smile. I wanna feel like
Oh my God.
I wanna stay up all day and all night. Yeah, you got me singing like, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. When you're close up, give me the shivers. Oh baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back.
Oh my God, I'm so obsessed with that harmony right there.
You wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. When we'll say, ooh, I love it.
Oh, dude, fucking so good.
Give me the shivers. Oh baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back into the car.
Oh man.
Backseat in the moonlit dark.
I think I love when I hear like these pop tracks, like that you hear on the radio and stuff. When you get to see them performed live, I think it adds like even more personality to these songs. I think oftentimes when people talk about why they don't like pop music, they feel like it's too like overproduced and stuff like this. Like obviously, like I cover mostly pop music on my channel. So when I talk to people that listen to more of the genres that I normally listen to, like black metal and hip hop and things like that, when I talk to them about why I love pop music so much, they always feel like, well, you know, it's kind of like generic and blah, 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 blah. And okay, like to an extent, I could see their point a little bit, but one thing that really like separates it, and I think a great way to show people who maybe aren't fans of pop music so much, show them live moments, show them live performances, show them chances for that element of music that is so beautiful, which is the live version of a song. Like show them some of those moments because I feel like it really does retrain your brain and actually open your eyes and your mind to kind of how like music can be explored no matter what the genre is and just how beautiful it can be. And I think Ed Sheeran's a really great place to start because this song live is so fucking good.
Wrap me up between your legs and arms. Oh, I can't get enough.
Oh, that bass line.
Put me back together and take my heart. I never thought that I could love this hard. Oh,
He's so in the zone.
You got me feeling like I wanna be that guy. I wanna kiss your eyes. I wanna drink that smile. I wanna feel like
Oh my God.
I wanna stay up all day and all night. Yeah, you got me singing like, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're close up, give me the shivers. Oh, baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. And we'll say, ooh, I love it when you do
So
it
fucking
like
good.
that. When you're close up, give me the shivers. Oh, baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight
These
cracks.
harmonies are so beautiful.
Party's over, then
Okay, this guy, his keyboard player, hold on, let me get him.
cracks. And when they say
I'm fucking obsessed with this guy. From the very beginning, those first couple notes on the synthesizer, this guy was already in a fucking groove. And that's what I was saying about this group that he's working with. Like I said, I don't know if it's his like forever people or if it's just who he's working with right now. They really do get into that same zone that Ed does. And I think that really helps bring the emotion of a song to life. But I'm just obsessed with this guy. Watch this shit.
till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the
Woo!
party's over, then we'll bring it right back. Baby, you burn so hot, you make me shiver
Oh,
with fire.
yeah.
You got this thing we started, I don't want it to stop. You know you make me shiver. Baby, you burn so
Look at this guy. He
you
is
make me
fucking going
shiver
off.
with fire. You got this thing we started, I don't want it to stop. You know you make me shiver. Yeah, you got me singing like, ooh, I love it when you do it like that.
You heard that rasp. I fucking heard the rasp. We all heard it, Ed. Do it again.
Yeah, you got me singing like, ooh, I love it when you do
Oh.
it like that. When you're close up, give me the shivers. Oh, baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight
Oh,
cracks.
fuck.
And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. Oh, no. Ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're close up, give me the shivers. Oh, baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. Yeah.
You know what? It's so interesting to me because Ed Sheeran has been around for a very long time. And while there's a couple of tracks I've definitely heard from him because his singles often go very big, I'm out of breath because I'm so fucking stoked right now. It's just so interesting to me that it's taken me so long to really dive into his music. And I've talked about this a lot, but I obviously checked out the Collaboration 6 album when it dropped up because he did features with a lot of artists that I really appreciate. And while I enjoyed most of that album, I think that, and I've said this numerous times, so if you're hearing me and I sound like a broken record, I'm just saying for people who haven't seen it, I struggled with that album only because I don't feel like when I think about Ed Sheeran's discography, I don't feel like that was a chance for me to see what he does with a cohesive project. It was more like, this is the diversity that I have, which has made me super appreciate him and his artistry and his influences and what he can do. You guys know, I feel like me and Ed would probably get along because I like to listen to so much different music. I don't really care what the genre or what it's labeled as. If it's good, it's good. And I feel like Ed has that same kind of feel, especially when he does those collaborative albums. I feel like you do get a chance for him to show other things that he's inspired by. So when I get so hyped for this album, it's because I love the leading singles already. I love seeing these performance videos, especially over on Patreon. I've done a couple of like these 10-minute lives that he's done where he creates these songs live. And I feel like all those things put together have created a level of appreciation for his music in me now. So moving forward, I already know I'm going to be so fucking stoked. So Equals is going to be tight. This performance is so fucking cool. First and foremost, whoever that keyboard player is, dude he just like embodies, if I was a musician, that's how I would be. He also, like, we kind of look like we could be related. We got the tattoos. We both only wear like black shirts every day. I can just see that all coming to life from him. Kind of have the same haircut. Anyways, enough about that. I'm flirting with him. He doesn't even know that I'm here. But what I love is you see that passion coming to life, and that radiates from every band member, right? So we're watching an Ed Sheeran performance video. Typically, you'd really focus on Ed, But I feel like to really talk about the impact of this video, you have to talk about everyone that's in this band and just how incredible everything they were doing really came together, especially the two women that were doing the like the majority of the harmonies in the back. They sounded so incredible. And when you add Ed's voice layered with theirs, it just creates something so magical. I was absolutely obsessed. Now, watching this live actually makes me love this song even more. And I know that seems ridiculous, but I think I've heard the like studio version a lot recently. And when I watch this, I see a new level of emotion and spirit that comes to life in this song. It almost brings new life into a song that I feel like I've listened to so much at this point. I'm a big fan of that. Ed goes all out in this, especially those last couple notes where he just brought that rasp to life in the best way. Little bit of a more aggressive vocal, but really just icing on the cake for this. I think his vocal performance in this is beautiful. He hit a couple high notes or falsettos, and it's just like watching him effortlessly do that while still bringing like such a fun vibe. And I say that because when I watch him perform, you can tell that performing is in his blood. It means so much to him. It's where I think his personality really comes to life. You can see it in this. I mean, just watching his facial expressions, watching him like turn to hit these notes and stuff, he's in his element in that moment. And I think there's something really beautiful to be said there. Another thing I want to point out, now that I've been listening to Ed Sheeran's music a little bit more, you always hear the instrumentals have an acoustic moment to them, like an acoustic element to them. And what I love is that he's kind of stayed true to that from what I've seen so far, where he's always got an acoustic guitar to add to these performances or to his studio tracks as well. And it really does create a unique sound to his music. And it's just always cool to get to hear those moments that create such a unique characteristic in all of his tracks. And I do hope that as we continue diving back in his discography, that I hear more of that, that like you can hear the instrumental and almost be like, oh, this must be Ed Sheeran. Like, I'm excited for that. I like when artists have that, because it's kind of cool to be able to define somebody on a sound before you even hear the vocals come in. You're like, oh, this song sounds like it would be an Ed Sheeran song. And I've been stoked to hear what I've heard so far, especially with those little acoustic moments. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I think this was definitely one of my favorite things I've seen from him, just because everybody coming together in this just made it so perfect. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought of this. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.